Hello there, Cryptowisers. It's your old friend Milty here. Yeah, that's right, I'm back, and we're going to be coming at you with some regular content here on the channel. We're coming back, guys. Milty and Marvin are coming back, and what a time to come back, because happy Green Day, folks. What a couple of weeks it's been. We're seeing a lot of strength in the market, especially today. Beautiful day here, last 24 hours. We're seeing Bitcoin pump. We're seeing the alts pump. So yeah, things are getting spicy here in crypto land again. So perfect time for us to come back. Actually, just a coincidence that this is the timing of us coming back. We've been meaning to for the last few weeks, actually months, but scheduling wise, just haven't been able to. But that's stopping here and now. We're going to come at you. Hopefully, Marvin and I will be able to sync our schedules up and do at least, 3, maybe even 4 shows a week. We're going to be looking at the market, covering all the latest news, covering a ton of altcoins, so much to talk about. And we're going to be interviewing a ton of people in the space and talking NFTs, basically anything crypto. You're going to be able to find it here on Cryptowise. So if you have not already, make sure that you are a subscriber to the channel. And of course, smash that like button. That helps other people find us. Guys, before I get into talking about the market, we got to talk about the Twitter situation. Okay, we had a ton of scammers pretending to be us on Twitter. And we kept complaining to Twitter. We were like, Twitter, these guys are not us. And you know what happened? They took us down. So yeah, we had to start all over. We've got a new Twitter account. Make sure you're following us there. It's at Cryptowise, guys. Good thing that Twitter did, though, although I'm pretty pissed that they suspended our last account because, obviously all of you were following that account, but they added the NFT function. So we have added our nifty official Cryptowise NFT here as our avatar. And that's how you know this is officially us, okay? So if it is not our NFT here, the little diamond-shaped NFT of our official Cryptowise NFT that we made with our friends at Umi Digital, then it is not us. So make sure you're following us here at Cryptowise, guys, and make sure it is this diamond-shaped avatar. All right, guys, let's dive in here. First things first, let's look at the Bitcoin chart. I got to talk a lot about Bitcoin on today's episode because this has been the catalyst for this strength in the overall crypto market. We're finally seeing alts move in the last few days here, but it's all because of Bitcoin. Now, if you watch the channel, you know I'm not a huge TA guy. I love following TA guys. Okay, don't get me wrong. I love watching all of them. I like talking to them. We've got a couple of TA guys specifically that we talk to. I like keeping track of this thing, but I'm way more of a fundamentals guy. So I try to keep my TA very simple. And I only look at a few little indicators, okay, to kind of just give me a sense of the market. I'm not day trading. I'm not even swing trading. So really for me, I just want to have a sense of the overall market. And one of those indicators that I've been watching for a very long time now is the 55-day moving average, okay? So if you see these little squiggly, colorful lines here, okay, there's the red one and the blue one, and then there's this kind of lighter blue one. This is the one I'm talking about. This is the 55-day moving average. Now, everyone has their own indicator, okay? Yours might be different. The guys you watch, the other TA guys might be different. I like following the 55, the 100, and the 200. But the 55 is actually the one that has, in the past, kind of given me a pretty good indication if we're kind of in a bull time period or a bear time period. And as you see, okay, this is all the way far back. This is in the last kind of big bull run that we had, which was in a kind of DeFi summer is what they called it here in 2020. But let's zoom in on what's been going on recently. This is the daily chart here. So each one of these candles represents one day. What's been interesting to watch here, because I've been waiting for this for a while now, as you can see, is I've been waiting to break through that 55-day moving average. Because historically, when we've broken that and held it, that 55-day moving average, that's when we've seen kind of real growth in the market. And what's been crazy to watch here is how many fake outs we've had, how many tests and retests and rejections we've had from that 50-day on the daily chart, because I actually haven't seen this many here in a very, very, very long time. Okay, we had one, boom, we just got over it, and then it got rejected. We got two, Boom, we got rejected. 3 rejected. Then we had another one, 4 rejected again. And now as you see here, we're kind of finally up again. And this is why I feel pretty good about this time here, is that we've had those 4 rejections already. Doesn't mean that we can't have a 5th. Of course we can. But every time we get rejected here, I feel like every time we break through, that gives us less and less odds of being rejected again. Okay, we're kind of breaking through that resistance. But it doesn't get much more simpler than that. If I'm looking at a 1 indicator, 55-day moving average, that's all I really care about. If we're above that, and if we can sustain that here for a few days, for me, odds are we're going to continue up. And then I won't get worried again until on the daily, we are back down below that 55-day moving average. So that's why we would love to see us getting up to the 46, 47 range, which is the next kind of main range of resistance that we're going to find. If we can get up there, then we're going to be far enough away from the 55-day moving average that we can see kind of a pullback, but still be well above that 55-day moving average. That's kind of what I think is going to happen. I think we're going to get back, we're going to hit this next layer of resistance. We might kind of hover there for a bit before we're able to break through there. But I don't see us getting back below this 55-day moving average anytime soon. Here, I'll zoom in just so you can see it better here. So these 4 rejections for me, I'm hoping that this 5th time is going to be lucky, because I want to show you in the past, see what's happened. It's very rare that you get this many rejections on the 55-day moving average. If we move here, okay, so the last time we were below it, okay, before this latest crash, was here in September 2021. Okay, we came below it here for a few days, about a week or so, and then we just, boom, we broke through. And then once we broke through, that was it. We went from 45, boom, all the way to the all-time high. So you see, there was not many fake outs there. And again, the time before that, when we broke through, right over here in July of 2021, we broke through, boom, it didn't test, no retest, no rejection, just boom, broke through. And from July all the way until September, we went from, we went from 35 to 52, and then we didn't go below it. Kind of skated here, boom, bounced off of it. We didn't go below it here until September. And then if you go all the way back, here, this one is huge. So this was the major catalyst to this bull run that we've been in for the last couple of years here, is, as you can see here, once we kind of had 1 rejection here on the 55, boom, then it kind of held the line for a while. Once we finally got over there for a few days, that was in October of 2020, we went from 12,000 all the way up to 65 without ever going below that 55-day moving average again. So this kind of parabolic rise following that, above that 55, and obviously the 55-day moving average kind of goes along with it, but you want to see the candles stay above it. And then once it goes below, then you can see we're in danger. It went below here. So this was our first kind of danger here in April of 2021. Boom, we went down. Then we had this kind of fake out where we went above it again, but then we went down again. And then once we went below it here in May of 2021, then you see, and it took a very, very long time before we got back above it. And this last bear kind of time period that we've been in the last few months, as you can see, once we got underneath it, we kind of tried to get above it a few times here, never really quite. We see some wicks, some wicks. We had 1 candle that was above it, some wicks here, but boom, once we got kind of rejected right around here in December, that was the time when you're going, okay, I'm getting worried here. We're well below the 55 again, and that's when you can see a downtrend down here. So that's what I'm going to be watching. I think we're moving up here. I think we're going to see some distance here from the 55, but if we get below that 55 again, that's when I'm going to be worried. And that's the one indicator that I am looking at these days. I try to keep it simple, but I am loving what I'm seeing here. And very interesting to see these 4 rejections, kind of fake outs. And now the 5th one, I think, is going to be our lucky one. And hopefully we are seeing, a move up like we did kind of here in September of 2020. 2021. Alrighty, enough with the charts. I just wanted to give you that kind of one indicator because that for me is kind of an easy trick long term, especially if you're not a TA guy like me. I like to keep these things simple. But let's talk fundamentals, okay? What is going on here these last few days with Bitcoin? Why did we bounce so hard here off of the 55-day moving average? Well, very easy. There has been a huge news in Bitcoin these last couple of days. All right. What was it? Well, Luke Martin explains it here. And a lot of people have been talking about this the last couple of days. I think no one is really giving it the coverage it deserves in terms of the magnitude of what this means for Bitcoin and therefore crypto in the long term. But it's specifically Bitcoin. Okay, so Luke Martin here on the old Twitter, he says a BTC narrative worth paying attention to. 3 days ago, okay, and he tweeted this on the 21st of March. 3 days ago, Stablecoin, who is one of the creators of Luna, shares plans to buy 3B, that's 3 billion, 3 billion in BTC as a reserve asset in UDI's Twitter space. And then he tweets, I said more than I shoulda. Traders noticed the first 125 million has been moved. So this was on the 21st here, and that was this big green candle here. 125 million was bought basically by the UST reserve, okay? And UST is the Terra Luna stablecoin, okay? Everyone knows UST. It's the biggest stablecoin in all of crypto now, as you can see, circulating supply of $15 billion. The thing about UST, which makes it different than, say, Tether, USDT, or USDC, which is the Circle stablecoin, is UST is decentralized. It's an algorithmic decentralized stablecoin, which means there is a basket of assets that keeps it pegged to the dollar, kind of gives it the kind of value. You know that the value is theirs because they've got this treasury. And so what Stablecoin here, Duquan, this is his Twitter here, his official Twitter, announced basically that Luke Martin is saying is he announced that they are going to put $3 billion of that reserve into Bitcoin. They're going to start using Bitcoin for that reserve. Now, 3 billion, that's a lot, especially when 125 million of it does this to the market. But that's actually underselling it because long term, what he said, Stablecoin says, it's actually 10 billion plus. So he says here on his pinned tweet, UST with 10 billion plus in Bitcoin reserves will open a new monetary era of the Bitcoin standard. P2P electronic cash that is easier to spend and more attractive to hold because it's got that BTC in reserve. Okay, I cannot state to you how big I think this is. And I'm not even in Luna. I don't even have UST. For Bitcoin, I think this is huge. One, just UST alone, long term saying they're going to buy up $10 billion worth of Bitcoin. Okay, so what is that going to do to the market when we saw what 125 million did to the market? But UST is the future of stable coins, and they're not going to be the only one that does this. Okay, we're going to be moving away from these centralized stable coins like the Tethers, the USDCs, and really what's taking over are the decentralized stable coins, the ones that cannot, there's not that central entity that can be stopped or banned or whatever. We want it decentralized. What is the reserve going to be for these algorithmic decentralized stable coins like UST? Well, they've shown the way here. They've shown the path. It's Bitcoin. Bitcoin is going to be part of that. And one of the ones that obviously that I look at is Akala. They have their AUSD, which they are launching, another decentralized stablecoin. They haven't announced anything about buying up Bitcoin, but you can bet that they're going to eventually. All of the stablecoins, all of the major stablecoins in crypto are going to now start using Bitcoin as their reserve. That doesn't just mean that there's going to be huge buying pressure on Bitcoin, because I listened to Duquan. He was on actually Pomp's podcast here. You can see he tweeted it out. If you haven't listened to this is a great episode. Here he explains it all. But what he says is even just UST alone, they are eventually, like Grayscale did for a minimum period of time back in the day when we first saw that kind of pump out of the bottom of Bitcoin in 2020. is they're going to be buying more Bitcoin that is even being produced by the miners on a daily basis. What do you think that's going to do to the supply? And that's just one stablecoin. Yes, it's the biggest stablecoin. I think they will probably be the biggest stablecoin for a while now, but Akala is going to be launching theirs. I know that Sora has their own one. There's going to be a lot of these algorithmic stablecoins. If you want to learn more about the different kinds of stablecoins and what the difference between this sort of stablecoin is, the UST versus other ones that you know of, great article here on our friends at Coin Bureau. They published this one in January, and it's on their website here, coinbureau.com. And it goes through all about stablecoins, the different types and stuff. Highly recommend you reading it if you don't quite understand the difference between them. But anyway, I think the future of stablecoins is very much going to be like this UST model. They've proven it out. It's decentralized. That's what we want. And now they are proving that Bitcoin is going to be a big part of that reserve. The other thing I like for Bitcoin here is this gives utility to Bitcoin in all of crypto, which means you no longer need to consider the alts kind of separate, and that Bitcoin really has no utility, no attachment to the smart contracts. It's always just kind of been the big brother or the father of the altcoins. Now there is direct utility here. Okay, so as we have seen here in some of these downtrends here, what happens is people sell out of their Bitcoin to go into stable coins. Okay. All right, but what's going to happen when those stable coins, right now they're selling into Tether or they're selling into USDC. So what happens now when they start in the future, when they start selling out of Bitcoin to go into a stable coin that's reserved in Bitcoin? Doesn't make any sense. Okay, so that kind of that flow from money going out of Bitcoin into stable coins isn't going to be as drastic. Actually, when people go out of crypto into stable coins, that's actually going to help Bitcoin. So this is a huge, huge bullish case for Bitcoin here, in my opinion, because it's not only the news about Terra, and this is what people haven't been really talking about. It's not just this, which is big unto itself. It's all the future stable coins, okay? I see in the future that probably, let's say we have a handful. Let's say we have 5 to 10 of these major stable coins that have billions and billions and billions of market cap. Okay? And each of them need Bitcoin as part of their reserve. It is going to be such a huge catalyst for Bitcoin. Enough so that, because I normally keep about 50% Bitcoin at all times in my portfolio, 50% Bitcoin. I'm so bullish about this on Bitcoin that I am actually thinking of maybe pushing that even further to 55%. Okay, going from 50% overall in my portfolio to 55. I just think that now that Bitcoin is actually going to be a part of DeFi, by investing directly in Bitcoin, you're actually investing also in DeFi directly now. So I think this is huge. And so this is big news, short term, long term, huge, bullish. But this is where the fundamental here, that's why we've seen this one green candle, boom, and we've continued really the momentum from that. And I think it's because a lot of smart people are realizing what this actually means in the long term. When you have one stable coin buying more Bitcoin than is produced by the miners on a daily basis, then when you have more than one of these stable coins out there, it's hugely bullish. Now, I don't want to go too crazy with it, because the other thing that is possible with Luna is that if you want to sell out of UST, you can also sell out into Bitcoin. So that reserve isn't locked 100% in Bitcoin at all times. But the way that UST works is there's always a certain amount of that profit that is being made by the arbitrage that gets put back into the reserve. So at all times, even if people are going into Bitcoin, if even some Bitcoin is being bought and taken out of that reserve, they are going to be continually buying more. So anyway, guys, every big bull run needs a fundamental catalyst, okay? I don't remember exactly which is which, but you need that news to really propel people to go from stagnation, not buying, low volume, to kind of their ears perking up and being like, whoa, wait a second. And I think this could be it for this next bull run. Hopefully that is what's happening here. All right, that's enough about Bitcoin. in future videos, I think coming up, what I want to do is I'm going to give you my basket of layer 1s and layer 0s. It will kind of be the first step here to organize these videos for you. Hopefully Marvin and I are going to be able to do these together most of the time. And so we'll cover everything. But first step is really looking at what are the networks that we're going to want to cover mostly on the channel. Obviously, you know, Polkadot's going to be one of them. That's our fave. Solana, Avalanche, most of the major ones are going to be covered. But in one of my upcoming videos, I'm going to be telling you about what basket of layer 1s I hold. I've got about 10 of them that I hold, and I'm going to be revealing that in one of my upcoming videos. Before I let you go today, I want to have a look at our friends of the channel. That is Bifrost, the Bifrost.io. Okay, these guys have been partners of the channel for over a year now. I love these guys. I think they are one of the hidden gems in DeFi. All they do is build great products, and they are slowly getting more and more traction, but everything they create is really, really solid. Let's have a look at the token here. The main token is the Bifrost token, BFC. They also have another token. I won't talk about that today, but this is the main token that I want to talk about today because they added staking for BFC. And I've been staking my BFC for a while now. I'm getting 20% APY on it. So if you go to their Twitter, it's at Bifrost.io. That's at Bifrost.io. Check out this post here. It's a Medium post about how you can stake your BFC. Again, I'm getting 20% here on this, and I think this is such a great project. I love this project, and since we've been working with them for over a year, I certainly trust them, and every time I talk to them, they're coming out with these great things, and staking was something that they came out with a couple of months ago, but I haven't been doing videos, so I haven't been able to tell you guys about it, but still time to stake your BFC if you have not done so already. Essentially what you do, read this article here for sure, they're Medium, but what you do is you go to staking.thebifrost.io. As you can see here, over 578 million BFC have been staked, which is over 55% of the whole supply here. And yeah, you just come here, they've got a whole page for it. What you do need is their Biport wallet. I've talked about their wallet on the channel before. I don't have my actual one that I use on this computer, but it's a web browser wallet, very much like a MetaMask, but it's a multi-chain wallet. It's actually really cool. So just download the web app here, the Biport wallet. You send your BFC if you've got it in MetaMask. That I had it in MetaMask originally, and I sent it to my Biport wallet. And then you just connect it here, boom, and stake it. You get your 20%. And that's all you got to do for that. Definitely highly recommend checking out their wallet, multi-chain wallet. It's actually really cool. Another thing they just announced here is they are doing a Bitsin NFT. So this is a proof of citizenship to the Bifrost City, where you can reap premium access to innovative Web3 offerings like DeFi, NFT, and GameFi. And again, they've got a great blog post here in their Medium about it. So the Bitzine website now open to the public. So the Bitzines is their NFT collection. So it's a collection of 10,000 unique digital collectibles by Bifrost, and they exist on the Bifrost network. So this is them here, but there's going to be amazing utility to this collection. So the airdrop here, the Bitzine NFT is going to exclusively be airdropped to early and active participants of the Bifrost ecosystem, meaning only BFC stakers. So another incentive to start staking your BFC is you're going to get yourself a cool Bitzine NFT, which is going to have huge utility within the Bifrost ecosystem. So got to keep you updated on what's going on in Bifrost. No one really talks about these guys, and they are a hidden gem in DeFi and one of our main partners at the channel. Make sure if you got BFC, stake it. If you don't got it, check them out. Do your own research. Look into this project. I highly recommend it. I've been in it for a long time now. All right, guys. So great to be back. Wow, it has been a while. Can't wait to start interacting with you on a more frequent basis. And so nice to do it, on a green day when we got Bitcoin well above the 55-day moving average, which is a great, great sign. All right, Cryptowisers, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And of course, On Twitter, we are there at Cryptowise. Do not be fooled by scam accounts. Make sure you get the diamond-shaped NFT, official NFT Cryptowise. All right, guys, until next time, my name's Milton saying over and out.